gonna get this fucker now.
I'm talking about you. Nobody but you. Come on, give me a cue. I'm just trying to get a message through.
The dance moves kind of started very naturally. We used to do this residency back around 2013 at a place called the Magpie in Toronto, and we played every Tuesday. And I just noticed every week we were kind of playing the same songs, and Richie and our old bass player Mike, they were kind of getting a little bored during I think it was Mustang Sally, and they just started doing this little boom, 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 boom.
And then we just started two-stepping into every kind of blues song for the most part after that. But more like a kind of a rigid two-step as opposed to just something more kind of like styly that we try to incorporate with every kind of solo or every kind of moment where a solo was happening kind of thing. So I'd like to think it was the good old two-step. That was our first dance move.
I would have to say that Richie is the best dancer I know, hands down.
The guy makes it look too easy. And he's like, yeah, just do this thing. And he's a little double backflip with a breakdance thing and standing on his hands. And he's like, yeah, do that.
He just has a natural ability, natural flow. I know he's been dancing since he was in high school, maybe even earlier.
As far as like ever trying to dig into like an actual dancing style, it started for me in grade 9, where a good friend of mine that I went to elementary school with by the name of Chris McAuliffe, back at St. Hilary, he met a group of these dancers, break dancers. So seeing this in high school, it was just mind-blowing. And we just started dancing at lunch all the time and started working on kind of ground effects and like power moves, like almost like gymnast moves, I guess you can say, that were almost like break dancing, or that were like break dancing. And I guess you can say that was the start of when I wanted to identify myself as like a dancer, and definitely influenced by like the style and culture of the dance itself, of breakdancing. Yeah.
You know, it was an interesting transition from just not being in a band for a number of years to hearing that you guys need somebody to fill in, to becoming a member. And the whole beginning of it, when I was considering the fact that I was going to just be filling in, I was like, okay, shit, there's a lot of dance moves to figure out in a short period of time. And I mean, I had COVID at the time, and it was Christmas and New Year's, and I had to learn all the songs on bass. So the dance moves were just, it was a lot on top of it. So it was pretty stressful at the beginning.
But I will say that he's just been doing awesome. And like, I'm so happy to see the results from someone who says completely they have no dance experience, or I have 2 left feet, and kind of like hard on himself. And I just do my best to just say, you look awesome, because you do. And on top of it, don't ever kind of put yourself down when you're dancing, because it's very much a mental thing. You just feel like you're having fun, and if it shows that you're having fun, it doesn't really matter what's going on.
And he just kind of really fell into it. He was gung-ho, he put the time in, he takes it very seriously, and him and Richie have just been killing it recently. I know Richie even went out to Walmart and bought this like mat for the living room that they've been practicing on. So they've really been getting into it, and especially Justin. And aside from the dance moves, I mean, he's a killer performer in general. I mean, he's always jumping off of his amp and just rocking out, and he's really raised the bar for our stage performance. So it's been great having Justin, and it's just really cool and a bit of a relief to know that he is into the dance moves.
We've been trying to rehearse these days a little more often than usual to prepare for the show. Usually we're dancing and practicing at night once all of our kind of work is done in the living room. And sometimes there's been a couple occasions where I'll just have the YouTube tutorials going on in the kitchen, and I'll be just trying to do some stuff that I've been trying to work on personally.
I'm just trying to keep up when it comes to the dance moves and start with the ones that I think I can get a grip on. So we've got a couple of those down. And
I know, because all of a sudden I was doing it, and then you switched to the off, and then I was like, what? I was trying to get on with you, but I'm like, that's the off. You were like,
let's try again one more time.
Just do the bridge.
I got a few weeks now until until the Living Arts show and the show in Burlington. And you know, Chris is helping out a lot. He's really patient with it, good guidance. So I think I'm in good hands here, and it'll come together in time.
You know, we're doing our best to be creative and, you know, goofy and be able to just try out new things and see how it goes. Justin and I were working on a little routine where, you know, if it was on a big stage, he'd come sliding in like he's trying to steal second base, while I go and just do like some kind of like roundhouse kick over him with the guitar. This is the dumb shit we work on.
I would say out of everything I've dabbled with so far, the one that's got me most interested is the Elvis one. I don't know, called the Elvis Shuffle or whatever you want to call it, where we're wiggling across the dance floor there with the guitar. That one I think is going to be pretty cool once we nail it and get it in the routine. So,
trying a few new moves these days, and all I'm really trying to do is just bring an element of what my past experiences are when it came to dancing. And what's cool about those things to me is the fact that at least I feel like I've never seen them done. So I'm really trying to do my best to kind of bring an element that that is new and is fresh. I've been working on, like, say a one-handed kind of like handstand, kind of like Nike freeze, which is like a breakdance move. At this point, I'm essentially trying to infuse breakdance moves with a retro rock and roll stage performance. And yeah, one of them has been, you know, doing like a 6-step kind of floor routine with the guitar in hand, and some freezes. I've been really trying to get my handstand game going on and making sure that, you know, we got that solo going on where, you know, Justin's playing a cowbell off my foot, like just dumb zany antics. Yeah, Johnny has been jumping in on some of the sessions here, and it's awesome because, you know, regardless of him being a drummer sitting down, he still wants to be involved in the whole vibe and concept when Justin and I are trying to get together.
And now that I see these guys learning the moves, they're watching some of their YouTube tutorials, I feel like it's an opportunity for me to learn a couple dance moves. Even though I'm the drummer, it's just been a lot of fun learning the moves with these guys. And I'm starting to realize it's actually quite a workout, like hopping around doing these things. And I can understand now how Richie always feels like he has to be in shape because, it's a lot of work.
This is when we're doing the cocktail set.
Pretend like you're playing drums.
It does sound like
When it comes to dealing with not being able to execute a move, I've always been a guy that's always thought if I'm uncomfortable or if it's not, you know, where it should be, and as long as I'm trying to do it, I'm learning something new. You know, I love the fact that we're documenting it, and that just helps with just showing the progression and just keep, you know, being persistent. And there's only one way to learn how to dance, I think, is just to keep doing it and doing it and doing it to the point where you just feel comfortable and fun while doing it. And then that's when you're truly getting it across. Oh! Okay. I got up.
What are the must-have dance moments, and what songs do those come in? Let's get those.
We're on this right now?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Must-have dance moment. Okay, so there's 2 dance routines that I gotta get going on with Justin. From there, I got. So these are now different dance steps that I'm mentioning here.
Okay.
That
This
have
will
to be
dictate
learned.
what songs maybe.
Exactly. Working on the Living Arts Center set list right now. We're doing our best to just do as many of the comfortable dance moves that we know as possible.
I'm looking forward to it. I hope that we can just fill up the entire show with like one thing after another, get a few jumps and kicks in there too, and just make it a great show. So
now that we are really doing our best to not only focus on movement and dance as part of the stage show, never mind just learning all the songs as much as you can, it definitely adds another element of entertainment, and as well it's just helping hold us accountable to make sure that we're bringing and delivering the best show that we can, and it's really important that we make this happen.
With the dance moves, I feel like regardless of what happens, what the show is like, or how we're feeling or how we're playing, just knowing that Justin and Richie are doing dance moves, I know that the show is going to be entertaining at the very least.
Dancing to me in this band is a way of really just keeping the confidence of the stage show being where, you know, it needs to be.
The more moves we have, the more synced up Chris and I are, the more the audience is going to get into it. And when it comes down to it, it's just about making sure the audience has a good time. So I think it's necessary in the show, and I think we got to step out of our comfort zone, me especially, and just get more of it going on.
If I can at least have fun and you're absorbing that, then that's a good sign. If I look like a nervous wreck out there and you're feeling that, that's the last thing I want you to feel. So dancing is really important to have fun and just get the show across.
So it's really great that we have these dance moves. I'm so happy that they're part of the show. We shamelessly love digging into them, and yeah, the dancing is the Dreamboats.